and welcome back to my Thanksgiving series. This is episode number 3, I believe. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super delicious homemade dressing. And yeah, so let's get straight into it. It was so good and I can't wait for you guys to try it. These are the ingredients you'll need. I have my cornbread already good to go. Remember, all ingredient measurements will be in my description box. Make sure you check it out. This is my holy trinity with some garlic. You already know the tea. So I'm going right up in here, honey, with some gloves, and I'm going to smush up all of my cornbread. And, you know, y'all fancy folk out there and rich folk, throw it in the food processor. If you're not, if you're finicky, you don't want to do this. But, honey, I ain't got time to be cleaning nothing else. Baby peanut been tearing me up. I ain't got the time. I ain't got the patience. I just went in there with my gloves. This is the chicken from the chicken stock that I made in episode number 2. Make sure you guys check that out because it's super, super good. And I'm using it today as well. Alright, so now I'm going to saute my bell pepper, celery, shallots, garlic, and get it nice and softened. I cooked this down for about 10 minutes in total. I know that looks like tons and tons of butter, but I promise y'all it's the same butter situation that's going to go all up in the cornbread. In the cornbread. And so even if I didn't add the butter here, I would have to add it there. So, I'm not adding any extra butter. This is it right here. You want to saute this down for 5 minutes, and then I'm going to season it up and saute it for another 5 minutes, and then we'll move on. Okay, let's get into it. Alright, so now I'm going to add the mixture to the cornbread and chicken. And yes, I'm doing everything in one pan. If it's easier for you to just do it in a big giant bowl and then pop it in the oven, then you're good to go. But as far as me and my patients and my household, I'm doing it all in one pan to save, all that work. So once I add that in, you zhuzh it around a little bit. You don't want to mix too much because you're going to do a whole lot of mixing. Zhuzh it around, see where you're at, blah, blah, blah. And first of all, this smells so, so good. All right, so now I'm going to take the chicken stock that I made yesterday. Again, yesterday's video, previous video, make sure you check it out. I added half to see where I was at. And once I did that, I was like, oh, honey, I need this entire jar, honey, because that little bit didn't do nothing. So I poured the entire jar down in there. And, again, I didn't add the eggs yet, so I didn't want to overly moisten it or get it moist or whatever you want to call it. Pause. You guys get the point. And then I'm going to season it. I used onion powder, granulated garlic, ground thyme, poultry seasoning, salt. I didn't do too much pepper because y'all already know the recipe from previously is spicy chicken stock. So it has more than enough heat. I tasted it. I needed more seasoning, so I added it. And then I added my eggs dead last. Because, I'm not going to taste it while it has eggs in it. So I added my eggs last. And now I just mix until everything is thoroughly combined. As you can see, it has the correct consistency now that I added the eggs. And I can't even tell y'all how good it smells. It's not even baked yet. The poultry season, the dry thyme. If you got fresh, you could put fresh up in there. But I ain't have none, so I did what I had to do. And it was just so good. It's a lot of mixing, but overall, it's not a hard dish to make at all. This dish is obviously very rich as well. And so, you only do it once for the holidays. So I popped it in the oven And now I'm going to work on the gravy. So to my pan here, I have some melted butter. I added some flour, and now I'm going to mix it up. Now the trick here is it's sort of like you're making the roux for gumbo. Because usually if you're making mac and cheese, you don't want any color here. You would just get the flour cooked out and then you get into your, your bechamel. But we're making gravy, so we want it to be a bit darker than when you will make mac and cheese. So I was standing here for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, mixing on medium heat until I got this color right here. Now, it's totally up to you how dark you want your gravy. I didn't want it too dark, but, this was right for me. I added chicken stock, and then I mixed it really, really well. And I just kept mixing and it smelled great. Like I said, the chicken stock recipe I made was really, really good. So you guys should check it out. And you should actually probably make that recipe for, when the Thanksgiving comes around. Once it thickens like this, then I'm going to start to season it with the poultry season. Salt, pepper, garlic, the usual. Everything will be in my description box. What I like most about this gravy is getting the flour darker and then building your gravy from there. It's sort of like, it gives it that nutty flavor in the back. And I really, really liked how this gravy turned out. You just got to be super patient and just stand there. Don't walk away from it. It's going to take you about 5 minutes. Remember, it's not gumbo, so you're not going to be there 40 to 50 minutes. Child, remember when I made that gumbo and it took me like 2 hours because I didn't know what I was doing? Anyway, I added the chicken down in here, mixed it up, and look how delicious this looks. I didn't add any onions and garlic and blah, 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 because all of that is already in the dressing, so I don't need to do that. This is how it looks straight out the oven. Ignore my messy stove, y'all, because when I tell you I've been recording content for like a week now, so ignore it. Forgive me. There we go. So now I'm just going to slice this up open, and I can't wait for y'all. Look at this, y'all. Look. Y'all, look at this dressing with the chicken pieces, the peppers, the shallots, the gravy. If y'all don't make this dressing for your holiday table this Thanksgiving, don't even come back over here no more. Just kidding. Let me stop. Y'all, I got some energy today, so I'm going to calm down. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I love y'all. And my next recipe, even though I'm late tonight, will be out tomorrow. And I'll catch you on my next one. Bye.